how you can do your third Instagram post planning. Really, we're going to be thinking about how you can create some specific weather predictions related to data that you can find on Weather Underground. Now, in the directions, I suggest that you get a graph that looks something like this from Weather Underground. And if you can't find your specific location in Weather Underground, the thing that I would do is go to Find Nearest Locations, or you could go to Google Maps and find a place that's pretty close to your location, making sure that it's in the same sort of climate. So we don't want to have you go from a mountain climate to a plains climate or from a coastal climate to an inland climate. So do your best with that. The next thing you're going to want to do is to create a graph that looks something like this. And that graph is going to have the weekly forecast, and then you want to customize the data to show the predicted temperature, predicted air pressure, predicted rainfall, and also predicted wind speed. Those are going to be the things that allow us to create some very discrete weather predictions connecting these. Obviously, the predictions have already been done for us. We're trying to connect all the different variables to explain why Wednesday is going to be 62 and sunny, while tomorrow is 51 and cloudy. Well, today we're getting some rain and snow. Blah. Anyways, once you've put that table above your table, or your infographic above your table, you're going to want to make 3 weather predictions using justifications. So we want to think about the weather forecast being what is the current weather conditions and how will the weather change, and how does that relate to the air pressure justification, the wind speed justification, and the temperature justification. It's probably going to be easiest to start with air pressure and go to wind speed and temperature, and then finally thinking about the clouds that you would see in the air and why. So for a good example of this, if I look at my Stowe 10-day Vermont weather, weather pressure is pretty low right now, which is helping explain why we have some precipitation. Now, as you see, over the next 24 to 48 hours, air pressure is going to rise, and so is temperature, which means that probably a high pressure system's moving in, displacing that cold, moist air, which is going to result in some dry, warm weather. Now, interestingly enough, you can see that the high pressure system will result in some winds, especially when we go from about 30.0 to above 30.16. Then once that high pressure system is set in, we have quite a bit of relaxed winds. But notice, as soon as the pressure starts to fall again, we have wind speeds kicking up again. Looks like we have another weather front coming in. We have precipitation coming in. And because it's pretty sustained, I'm going to imagine that this is just a colder warm front, so another warm front, but with colder air coming in, causing all sorts of precipitation. So I hope that that helps with making your weather predictions. You're really just trying to connect the different variables that you can see: high and low pressure, wind speed, temperature, predicted precipitation, and connecting it to these ideas. If you notice, you want to try and look at sustained change. So notice precipitation changes while air pressure stays pretty much the same for Friday through Sunday. Hopefully this forecast changes a little bit, because it'd be nice to have some more sunshine in our lives.